Hope that the Protoss messes it up. If he gets good force fields like this guy can, PartinG, you're going to be in trouble. So far, PartinG is 4-2 in Pro League and 2-0 versus Zerg.
Yeah, he actually was on a pretty good hot streak, and then he had a few losses, but he's very much one of the top players for SKT. He was actually the ace player they chose in the round 1 finals to not only defeat Zest, but to defeat to attempt the reverse all kill against KT. He fell. Here's DRG. This man needs very little introduction. He looks very happy today. Those pink mouse.
His hair is happy too. It's sticking up.
Yeah, he looks actually pretty goofy in there.
Looks like Jimmy Neutron.
Yeah, yeah, he does actually. He almost looks like a living caricature, like in that pose we had there for a second.
Especially with that hair, man. That's crazy.
I always think about caricatures when is that how you pronounce that word, by the way?
That's how I pronounce it.
Okay.
I don't know if it's right, but that's how I do it.
His Twitter profile picture is actually a caricature of himself, so I think about that a lot when I see his face, especially when he's smiling. All right, Polarnight, our map, 2-player map. Could see that Soul Train come out of PartinG here to tie up the series 1-1. Let's find out if he can do it here at the SPL.
Up here in the north, Soul Trainer, he's PartinG, SK Telecom.
Yeah. His opponent to the bottom right in teal with the Jimmy Neutron hair. It's DongRaeGu. Wow, man, that was a long time ago, Jimmy Neutron.
Yeah.
I never really watched the show very often, but I do remember it.
It wasn't one of my favorite shows. I was more of like a SpongeBob guy.
Yeah, same.
Personally.
I thought the show was actually pretty funny.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of like really mature humor in it as well.
Yeah.
I think that's why it's enjoyable by so many people of all ages.
Yeah, definitely. I could go back and watch it now, and it would be entertaining. So far in StarCraft 2, PartinG is down to DongRaeGu 9-10. But in Heart of the Swarm, PartinG is in the lead 1-0 in games.
Yeah. And, you know, we talked about that earlier. It was one of our very first matches on our day 1 of the 2014 Pro League, where PartinG just, he bopped DRG on Yunsu. It was, like, not even fair. He crushed him. So, see how this one plays out. PartinG does go gate first.
Yeah, a bit early as well.
Yeah.
I think it was on either 10 or 11.
There's no way he's going to 4-gate or anything weird like that, right? I mean, he's just going to have
He wouldn't do that.
He can't break the rules.
Oh, getting embarrassed.
That's
Sit
actually
back
one
down.
of our SPO TV Games casters. Works in here, does FIFA stuff, and a lot of commercials. You've probably seen him before. He's very handsome. It was a ruse. He wasn't shy.
Nah, I think he was just joking around.
We have a very greedy opening here for DRG. He's going gas before pool with even additional drones. Not really the most concerning thing ever when you're playing in this matchup. You're not like gonna die to almost anything. The only build you would be worried about when you're doing that is like a 2-gate proxy. So he just wants to get a faster speed out for his earlies. That's the main reason he does this.
Yeah, we have one very early Zealot coming towards the base of DongRaeGu right now. His spawning pool is still not up, but, you know, there's not much to kill at that natural so far. But once those drones get transferred, the Zealot could, you know, maybe catch one.
Is he gonna... Okay, so he starts warp gate research right away really fast. And the Zealot looks like it's just going to be the scout here. And this is part of the reason why the gateway is so early. Because if it's just even a little bit later, it's so hard to do things like this. And also on different maps. It's actually fighting with his drones a little bit. He definitely would like to avoid that. He just needs a little bit more time because the build is so greedy for DRG.
Gets the surrounds. Micros it pretty well. Saves the drone. Zealot only has 2 kills there right before he goes down. So,
yeah, it looks like both of them are... Were they both worker kills? I couldn't actually see it. It came out too fast.
I think it was.
I think so.
And that's a good trade for him. Delays a lot of mining time as well as getting those 2 drone kills. Gonna delay the economy of DongRaeGu. Here are the GG girls again.
She's cheering so much, it's times 100 was on the sign there. So I'm like, that's not very much. She could have easily written more zeros than that. This wall is not a wall.
Ready. It's not ready, and those Zerglings are going to go to work on that pylon. Another pylon is started for PartinG, but this pylon is actually going to go down.
Yeah, and this allows more Zerglings to come to the main base here. The thing is, like, is this really, I mean, is this really efficient? It forces, you know, such a reaction because he's scared that there's like a ton of speedlings being made behind us, which there is. It's a very fast speedling attack. The wall's now tight, and this is not a build that PartinG is a stranger to. He's very well versed at defending these types of pushes. You know, he's faced Lenok doing this. His former teammate Life has done this to him. Most notably in his very first televised match against Life since Life switched teams, or rather since he switched teams. Like on the first day of, like one of the first days of WCS Korea. And what is this going to be all about? He's just going to come across the map and do some counter harass here. Ooh, I wonder if he's just going to wait and then just send him over at the 3rd base timing and just kill that. That would be pretty smart.
That's what it looks like so far. More of these speedlings coming in forces the photon overcharge. The speedlings are going to have to walk away. They're going to have to walk farther away to get away from that mothership core. He's on the chase. Here's the 3rd base going up, but here's 4 Zealots as well as the probe.
Now, that probe could lend a hand.
Or a pylon.
Or pylon. Probes don't have hands, I suppose. Lend a particle beam. Probes attack.
Yep.
Particle beam.
They use their mouth to control the particle beam.
Well, this pylon is identified, but it's not going to be possible to kill it. And this means the 3rd base is going to be extremely delayed. He has to... Is he just making a macro hatch? No, he's taking the base to the right side. So that PartinG hasn't been able to identify yet.
Yeah, it's going to be a while to get over there with the Zealots as well. He's going to have to go out into the wild open. Wide open.
Yes. The wild
could
open.
be wild too. There's sometimes wild animals out there.
Wildlings on this map.
Man.
Scanopedes, got to be careful about those. We had a death of a Scanopede today to Archon Splash.
I was very sad about that.
Well, the thing about this game so far is that DRG has made so many Zerglings that he's actually behind in probes. His 3rd base is late, and he can't get anything done with his Zerglings. He's going to be very careful about going in like that, because if he gets force fielded in there, he might lose all of them.
Yeah, he could maybe poke at the front, but he's just going to lose it. It's not going to do enough damage. And now they're just patrolling the map. They're going to be able to spot these Zealots. They're not going to be able to fight it. This little Zealot troop is going to be so annoying for DongRaeGu to do, because he's going to have to produce even more units here that he does not want to make, while PartinG is back at home getting Immortals.
Yeah. This is so weird, because basically he has only Zerglings to deal with these Zealots, and that's never going to be efficient. Plus, he still didn't make the Roach Warren, so he's making just more Zerglings for this. And what PartinG has been able to accomplish this whole game is force DRG to use his Larva on Zerglings instead of drones, which keeps his drone count again low. He's down by 2 right now, 46 to 45. Changed as I was speaking. I think he's actually just going to hit a very late Immortal timing and attack.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like right now. He's got 2 out right now, the Immortals. He's making more gateways. Going to power up to maybe about 6 or 7. Oh, making 4 more.
I wonder if that Overlord saw the robotics. He probably did.
Well, he did see the Immortal.
Okay, so if he's seen the Immortal, then he knows what's coming next. Starting spine crawlers at home. Again, every spine crawler is less drones.
2 force fields traded for 2 Zerglings. This pylon is going to be killed now as he moves across the map. That warp prism is going to follow up, and he's going to be able to warp in as he goes.
This is, I mean, it's a 3rd base that's also slightly closer to where PartinG is that he's taken.
Yeah, he didn't want to make the 3rd base there, but PartinG did a really nice cancel at the place he wanted to make it, which was over towards the left.
He just doesn't have any way to buy time here. He tries to run by, but PartinG is ready. He has a great Zealot Warp in here, which, unfortunately for him, is not going to be used where he wants it at this attack. 17 Roaches on the way.
Yeah, DongRaeGu has to get an army up to defend against this. It's really going to be all about those force fields. We have so many sentries here. That's got to be upwards of 10, as well as a ton of zealots and 2 of those immortals in the back. No stalkers.
Yep. Definitely sticking with, basically using the sentries to manipulate the map like we talked about before, and using the immortals as the damage dealers. Zealots as well to buffer. The pylon will survive for now. Here we go. Great force fields on these roaches. Time warp goes down as well. All he needs is a force field or 2 at the back. In fact, with those zealots there, he doesn't even need that. And this is just so difficult for DRG to hold right now. Just everything has gone horribly for him this game.
Yeah, all these roaches being force fielded as well. Some pop out, but this army of PartinG is just not even dying at all. It's not going down at all. All these spine crawlers are going to go down. The 2 immortals in the back, untouched.
PartinG playing like a god as usual, just forcing so many Zerglings out early on. Very smart, intelligent plays. Little things like waiting at the pylon with his zealots and then going in, and he has crushed DRG here. DRG is trying to hold on, but make no mistake, I don't feel it's possible for him to come back unless PartinG makes a lot of micro mistakes. He has a much less sentry energy than before, but it's still enough, right? You can see that here.
Yeah. The roaches keep popping out, but it's just not what he wants against this. Too many zealots, too good at force fields. And the third base goes down. More force fields here going to catch so many of these roaches. DongRaeGu is just helpless right now. He looks like he can't even touch this army.
Yeah. I mean, this is it. GG. And PartinG he takes the win in the type of fashion that you would expect. It's extremely well-calculated early game, sees his advantages, goes for an immortal timing knowing that DRG's drones and his economy have been completely screwed up from the beginning. Very tempo-oriented. Gives him a salute. He's very sorry about what he's done.
With this, PartinG does move up to 2-0 against DongRaeGu in Heartless form. And he gets a win for SKT.
You know, what you said earlier is about Soxry, just saying like, oh, let's put Soxry out. If he loses, then we'll just take the 3-1 anyways. It's fine. This could go that way. DRG doesn't look too upset about his loss. I mean, PartinG is such a good player. It's so easy to let PartinG get in your head as well. And just the way he played that game was very